Hello, man. Hello, Mgtow's. Just wait for my sound to come up here, and we'll see what's going on and everything. I hope your day's all doing well. Go your own way. Go your own way, Mgtow's. We'll see what's going on and everything. So, okay. Go your own way. Okay, we have sound. That's great. We have sound. That's great. Okay. Okay, today we're going to talk about a subject that I see pop up in Mgtow a lot. And that subject is monogamy, cheating. Monogamy is reciprocity. Reciprocity is an arranged agreement, an arranged religious agreement that you supposedly have with another human being about your sexual nature, about not cheating. And that's what it is. It's about not doing something. I see a lot of people, and I see a lot of men in Mgtow that's kind of on the edge with that. They're a little trad cucky about that. And I always give a story as a story about the end of my marriage, the end of my relationship. And my wife comes to me. She says, we're no longer married. And she says, I'm going to see other men. I'm seeing another man. And wow, it was pretty, it was pretty shocking at that moment, because at that time in my life, I was a tread cuck. I was a simp. I said, no, you can't do that. And she says, yes, you can do that. I says, I'm doing it. And then it took me about a month or something. I moped over it, and I was like, all that, she's cheating on me and that stuff. And then I realized that that goes both ways, and I can do what I want. At that point in my life, that philosophy, the dialectic of relationships, came into view. And I realized I started becoming a Mgtow. I realized what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for it's her body. It's her choice. She has every right, says our government, to do whatever she wants with her body. And asking her not to be monogamous, that's ridiculous. That's a religious belief that I had. And I started seeing other people at that point. But the funniest thing happens at that point. They expect that from you. There's no real reciprocity either way on this thing. And that's what, if you read, Dualism by Simone de Beauvoir and John Paul Sartre and Camus, you'll soon realize that monogamy is something that we make up in religious values, and we put those restraints on people. And it's always good to practice a bit of restraint and keeping out of risky situations as a Mgtow. And that's a good thing and everything. But I see a lot of people in Mgtow, they're just cheating HOREs, and then look at the way they dress, look at the way they do things. It's none of our business, really. And that's what she told me. She said at the end, she said, Joe, it's none of your business what I do with my body. It's none of my business what I do. It's none of your business what I do. And I realized at that point that it's none of nobody's business what I do. And hence the philosophy of go my own way, do my own thing. I'll do whatever I want. You don't ask me about my body. I don't tell you about my body. I don't tell you about anything. It's none of nobody's business what I do financially. It's none of nobody's business what I do sexually. It's none of nobody's business what I do all up in here. All up in here. There's nothing in here that's anybody's business. And that comes from what the courts and what she was right. She was absolutely 100% right about that. But that goes both ways. And when I see whining Mgtows or whining trad cuck purple pills whining about what women wear, what women do, what women, how their sexual activities and everything, that's their business. That's none of your business. You do what you are. There was a great, since we were talking about the duality of human beings and Simone de Beauvoir's relationship with John John Paul, yeah, Jacques Paul, Sartre, and there was Camus. There was a three-way thing going on there, and Camus gave the perfect answer to this. Sartre, however you pronounce it, wanted de Belvoir to sleep with Camus. It was a French thing. It was a very open relationship thing. Camus said no. It ended their relationship. They had a great relation. Camus said no. He said, no, I'm not going to do this. When asked why he said no, he said, that's not what I am. And Camus, his whole life, did whatever he wanted. He did a very Mgtow life. He had opportunities to sleep with whoever he wanted. He had opportunities to be with whoever he wanted. He was the Frank Sinatra of philosophy. He was born with extreme good looks, extreme intelligence, and maybe not extreme wealth, but that would come in after Nobel Prize winning and book writing and everything that comes with extreme good looks and extreme wealth. But he realized in his life that my life is mine, my body is mine, my whatever I do, it's not up to a religion, it's not up to a country or something. And that's why I always say Trudeau's father was right. He says, get out of our bedroom. That's none of your business. That's how they enslave men. They enslave men. It starts with that. It starts with that thing where you want reciprocity and she wants reciprocity in relationships. But that's not a real thing. And that's never going to really happen. That's altruism or reciprocal altruism is a great thing. We all have experienced reciprocal altruism or reciprocity in our life in situations with the dialectic and the back and forth between relationships and everything. But Mgtows, at some point we realized that asking someone to have those moral and ethical metaphysical things in the realm of naturalism and everything wasn't a real good thing to ask, because there's always the letdown, there's always the bring down, it makes you down. And Mgtows realized that, so we'll go our own way. I do what I want to do. And I don't share it with nobody. I don't share it with people on these streams. I don't share. We've seen the drama again unfold this week. And it has something to do with all that sexual activity. It has something to do with what I say is not monk. When you're not monk, you share to the world what you do in this house. It's nobody's business. And sooner or later, you're going to learn the truth about all those things. And the truth is, it is no one's business. And my wife, my ex-wife, on the way out, she'd let me know about that in a real harsh fashion, in a real harsh manner. But I learned that no, it's none of my government's business. And I take that far. It's none of my government's business what I do. It's none of my government's business how much money I make. It's none of nobody's business. Nobody's business in this area. It's nobody's business. If people ask me, and you've seen me get really excited and almost, harsh. And when people do ask what I'm doing with that down there, it's none of nobody's business. That's something you don't ask me. There's a no ask, don't tell policy. I don't sit and talk about those things, and I don't share with the world. But we've seen this example of it came up this weekend between Gemma and Mr. Hammerhand there. Hammerhand's trying to go monk, and I think he understands that at this point, that it's none of nobody's business about whatever he does, and he doesn't talk, and he doesn't share videos about his latest exploits with some thought in gym land. We don't do those things, and then that gives us the high ground on real conversation when we do start talking about human nature. It's like we do start talking about those biological things that happen to us and how we get hijacked, how we get trapped into certain in reciprocity and altruism, things that are expected from a male. And then these things will become expected of you if you engage in this. If you do this marriage thing, you do this relationship thing, These things will become expected of you. They go from this metaphysical land, la la land of you choose to, you volunteer for it, to it, and then it goes somehow like into this land at the end where it was none of your business anyways, which is the lie, which is the trap. When the judge told me I was no longer a father, I said, but you told me I was a father. And he says, well, yeah, we lied to you. And now you're no longer a father. It goes, the dialectic on that goes back and forth, and you are always the loser because you've chosen to believe in monogamy. You've chosen to believe in a religious situation where people are bound together by some metaphysical, like there's some connection between two people. You lied to yourself, and that's what the judge is telling you. He's saying you lied to yourself, and now you're contractually bound to take care of the kids and her for the rest of your life, which is bullshit. Which is 100% bullshit because it contradicts the idea of monogamy and that moment where it was none of your business. Well, it was always none of your business, and somebody lied to you at the beginning of that stuff. Whatever you do is your business. It's nobody else's. Even the government, your neighbor, your best friend. I don't share those things with even my best friend in reality world out here. You'll never hear me talk about my latest thing or where I'm at or what I'm doing or how much money I'm spending. And my friends expect that of me because I don't permit them to ask me those questions, and they don't share those things with me, and I don't share those things with. It makes relationships a whole much more honest in life. But when I see this drama unfold in Mgtow these last weeks, we have a Mgtow monk that's trying to practice being a Mgtow monk, and he understands that he's been through his experience in lives, and we talk about pragmaticism, and he's arguing with this young man that hasn't been through these experiences in his life, and this is my experience in life too, that me asking for monogamy was totally 100% just bizarre. And the whole world balances on this totally 100% bizarre thing of monogamy. That's a lie. You being a father is a lie. You having any responsibility in that. She made her choices 100%. 100%. She made a choice to spread her legs. She made her choice to engage in that. She made all these choices right down the line. The law will tell you it's yes means yes, no means no. She made her choices. But at the end, they remove all agency from her and say, nah, the child couldn't make that choice. That's what they're telling you. So the dialectic back and forth on that thing is, yeah, we lied to you, but you're a dude, so screw you. That's what they're saying. Yeah, we lied to you. We got you to believe in monogamy. We got you to believe in these traditional trad cucking things. We got you to believe that you, even in the sense of father, we got you to believe that you are needed in this thing when really Uncle Sam will take care of everything. And that comes from your taxes. So you're already pre-cucked, ass. That's what they're saying. We sure got, and I go, yeah, you sure got me. I believed in that garbage. But it's all in the realm of garbage thinking. And they will screw you, and they will never admit to screwing you over. And when that judge pulls those with a stroke of a pen, you will no longer be a father, you will be a slave. And it all started with that one belief that reciprocity and altruism was reciprocal. No, it's not. She doesn't have to do that. You don't have to do that. When you get involved with it, and it was the biggest problem when I was dating back in my 40s, that after I learned this lesson, there would be another girl, and I usually kept 3. You can ask my kids. I kept 3, 4 of them around. I kept Monday, Tuesday. I kept Saturday and Sunday girls, and then the Phil girls in between. And when one would ask about, what are you doing today? I would say, it's none of your business. That's the rules. It's not, I don't ask you what you do. You don't ask me what I do. When you're with me, hey, have fun. When I'm not with you, it's none of your business. And that was a problem explaining, but hey, feminism explained that to me in an awful way and made me a slave. So whatever I do and whatever each one of you guys do, you guys out there, yeah, all of you out there, whatever you do, it's none of nobody's business. So when you take upon the proper Mgtow attitude on that stuff, the proper Mgtow attitude is don't ask, don't tell. Bill Clinton was exactly right on that stuff. You don't ask, you don't tell. And then if you do run your mouth, in the case of Gemma, right, he got in trouble. I'm not sure what the story is on that, but he was breaking one of the Mgtow rules. He was telling, and he was so excited that he was telling that his validation, you can see that his world was validated by this conquest of his idea of manliness was, I'm a man because I did that. It's like, dudes do that thousands of times in their lives, and it don't make you a man. It don't make you a man. And amoebas do it, squirrels do it. It never made me more of a man. It never made these 20 inches bigger. It never made my shoulders stronger. It never made me anything but a simp, a matter of fact. It made me a simp and a trad cuck when I did participate in those la land ideas. And that ain't Mgtow. And when you hear these guys saying, oh, these women are cheating and everything, I say, dude, my idea is 200 miles and a fake ID. And you do whatever you want in life. And 200 miles and a fake ID is not some theology or some thing. It's me telling me, go out and do that if you can. If you can do that, then go out and do that. It's a challenge. That's the challenge I give to these blue pill cucks around here, these cuck-servatives. They want to go back to the 50s. I says, go get yourself a fake idea. It costs you about 14, maybe about 40, 50 bucks online. You go get yourself a fake ID and you go out there, go 200 miles away and go hit everything you can, man. I'm not giving you a part of Mgtow philosophy. It's a challenge to you. It says, if you think you're all that, go do that. Go do that, brother. Because what I'm doing is I'm being sarcastic about that. Because I know the rules in this world. I've experienced the rules in this world, and I had to change my philosophy and go my own way because that reality came piling down on me and almost crushed me at one point in my life. Monogamy is not expected. It's not. Don't expect monogamy. Don't expect the women to dress a certain way. Don't expect anything. No expectation. No disappointment. That's one of my, if you've been listening to me for years here, no expectation, no disappointment. I don't expect anything out of you. Camus explains this. He is a perfect person. He was more than, if there was a perfect person ever in this world, he was it. And he says, that's not what I am. You still have the right in your life to turn down females too. That's what the Mgtow monks do. I have the right in my life to do this and not talk about it. And I also have the right in my life to say, no, that's not what I am. You will not put me in that position. I don't want to do that with you. I don't have to do it. You can be a 10 and I just don't have to do it. Why? Because I'm going to get some validation that I'm somehow a man. I'm already a man and I'm turning you down. You don't hold up to my ideas of a person. And that goes a long way now. If you don't have some intelligence, if you can't talk philosophy, if you can't have a civil conversation, if you think anything in this house is your business or what I do is your business, you can't be a friend of mine. Them are some pretty high standards. And the monks have high standards, and that's what it's about in this life. But they're reasonable standards. They're not made up la la land standards. They're standards that were observable based in reality, in naturalism. And that's what being a Mgtow monk's about. When you see something like someone running around like Gemma did, his latest conquest, and how it almost got him Me Too'd, you just think, what a jerk. What an idiot. When you see the guys complaining about monogamy or cheating, what does they call it, you say, that goes both ways. 200 miles in a fake ID. Go do it, buddy. Show me all about it. That's a challenge. That's why I do that. That's why I say that. You're all that, buddy? Go do it. Go do it. Be a boss, man. Be a boss. Me, I live in reality. I live in the kind of reality that makes my life a nice place to live. It makes this place, man. It ain't man. I don't hardly clean, man. I got 2 bikes all taken apart and in the living room. I got shit everywhere. One thing you don't see is beer cans laying all around because I have no addictions. Some addiction. If you're looking at addictions in that sense, you're going to find bike parts and motor parts, and you're going to find my whole kitchen counter, filled with tools. And that's the way I like to live. And nobody tells me how I live. Nobody tells me the soap. When I go to the soap in the kitchen sink there, it's orange pumice soap to clean the grease off my hands because I'm getting something done, because I'm a Mgtow, I'm a man. And that's how I get my validation. Being a man and have this masculinity has nothing to do with females. And femininity really has nothing to do with males. And we get the two confused. It's none of my business what my perception of beauty is. It's none of her business what her perception of beauty is. It's none of anybody's business about what I'm doing. And that includes my government. And someday we'll get there. But right now, they want to be all up in your business, all up in you, so they can drag some of your utility out of you. Now I see they use the spin of objectivism to portray these things, and you find out it's a lie at the end of it. I mean, Ayn Rand couldn't hold up to her end of the deal at the end, and she was after all that big talk about that. She wanted someone to be monogamous at the end and everything. There's a lot of hypocrisy. I don't believe in none of that stuff. None of that stuff. I believe in myself, in me. And I know each one of you guys believe in yourself. I mean, if I'm taking a bet, I bet on myself because I got Mgtow and that gives me pocket aces. I got Mgtow and that gives me pocket aces. I got 2 headlights. I can see perfectly on the road. These guys are running around with 1 headlight with a shot in the dark, and they're betting on ridiculous stuff. They're betting on monogamy. Someday monogamy is going to happen, and it's this reciprocity of gender dynamics. No, it's not. That's a lie. What's the guy that wrote those? Neil Strauss. He wrote those PUA books. Like he was in search of the perfect Nawalt and everything. Then he found his Nawalt. He got married, and guess what's happening right now? Neil Strauss is paying alimony and child support. Ass-tards. Mgtow is the only true philosophy, and it's the only true men's philosophy. It's a philosophy that works for us. And being a monk is simply me telling all the rest of these ass-tards and all the rest of these conservatives and all the rest of these liberals that, hey, man, that's none of your business what I do. And I will go to blows with someone if they keep up asking what's none of their business. That's rules in the real world with my friends. With the best friend in my life, I don't share that stuff with. I don't share none of that. It's me in this house alone, and I'm the only person. This is the only body I got, and this is the only life I got. You will find You will find in this world that if you're going to bet on something, bet on yourself. And don't let nothing come into that. Nothing should come into that. And that's all I wanted to talk about, is these guys talking about women and talking about cheating and talking about, it's their business. Let them do what they want. If they want to wreck their body, let them wreck their body. If they want to wreck their life, let them wreck their lives. You can sit back and laugh on the Mgtow bench, get some popcorn, laugh at all these jacktards, these dickweeds. That's what you get. You get hours of entertainment every time you walk out of your house and see all the traditional people out there doing stupid things, killing each other. All those fights at the grocery stores, all those people arguing in front of the convenience store. I seen two guys fighting over a woman the other day, smashed the guy's window. One of them through the other window. Jesus, that's what you get with the retard world out there and the traditional conservative world. That's what they want for you. They want you fighting. They want you arguing. They want you doing the drama. They want you not to be yourself. Camus was right. And there should be a book written about this, and maybe I should write it, because it should just, I think, therefore I am should be followed up with, that's not what I am. And that's my theory. That's not what I am. Don't ask these things of me. Don't tell me what you think I should be doing, because that's not what I am. I'm a Mgtow. It's a perfectly reasonable answer to anything. It's like by cause. Why am I like I am? It was by cause, because that's not what I am. What am I? Most people will never know. It's none of their business, and I'll be what I want to be. And that's life. And don't get tricked. Don't fall for these traps. The first thing you're going to fall for is the trap of monogamy. Oh, she's going to be, yeah. Oh, I'm going to do that too. Right. Reciprocity. No, that's not going to happen. That's unreasonable. It's absurd. If you run it down through a logic gates, you'll find that it comes out squarely in the land of absurd. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. And that's not Mgtow. There's a few things that are Mgtow, and there's a few things that aren't Mgtow. Complaining about the girls, fighting with feminism, fencing with demons and dragons that you're making up in your mind. That all can be, you can skip over that whole process. Go to Mgtow Monk and say, it's none of your business, any of you's, what I do in my life. I will share little pieces of my life, me building the bike, stuff like that. But there's things I will never share with anybody in the world, and it is none of their business. At the end of my fake marriage, to get me hemmed up with a contract with the government, that's what my ex-wife said to me, and she was totally 100% right. She said, Joe, that's none of your business. But with that, I realized, world, it's none of your business what Joe's doing. Practice it. Practice it. And be a Mgtow about that shit. Be the boss in your life. And that's all I wanted to say today. I'll keep it short so it's reasonable to listen to. And I know this is gonna stun the conservatives. They're not a part of Mgtow anywhere. They're just entryists. They want to go back to the 50s. They want to go backwards in time. Ooh, some time warp. Like they're jackasses. That's not going to happen. Postmodernism is upon us. These are things, marriages shouldn't even really exist, because you can't expect that from another. It's 100% a woman's responsibility for whatever she does nowadays. She has agency. Let her live with that agency. You're going to have to. You're not a father. That's something that can be taken away with the stroke of a pen, so it's not real. You get those ideas in your head, your life's going to be pretty good. It's going to be solid, dude. It's going to be solid. I can swear about that. I wish I had most of my life to practice that solid concept. That's solid Mgtow, but I didn't. Somebody lied to me when I was a young man. Somebody taught me that these other things were going to work, and I should have known they were never going to work. I believed in something that wasn't real. Don't believe in something that's not real. Mgtow, this monk, which I tell you guys about, is the only way to do it and keep your sanity at the same time. So with that, I'm going to check on out. I'm going to go watch a football game today. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. It's none of nobody's business. And I'm going to have a decent day. And I put the fat tire on the, you guys can't see it, but I put the fat tire on the back of the other bike, the first bike I bought. And it's nice. I rode it last night. It was 22 degrees. I was out there riding it. I was freezing I was out there riding in 22-degree weather, and it was like, but got that done yesterday. It took about 6 hours. It's a lot of hard work if you're going to start doing those things, changing rims and tires on bikes and putting motors on them. That's that's a lot of hard work, but it's what I like to do. And after I done, I had a feel of accomplishment, a feel of I had a feeling of masculinity, of manliness. I just did that. And it was a pretty big task. And I just did that. That's where I get my validation from. I do manly shit. We build buildings. We cut down trees. We empty forests. We mow over mountains. We build skyscrapers to the sky. That's what men do. And that's where you should find your validation. Not in the soft little, if you're finding it in that soft little spot in the split V, you're a jackass. But you guys take care. And I'm going to head on out and do my things today. And I wanted to make this short and sweet so it was palatable to listen to, because it's an important concept in Mgtow. Don't fall for that. There is no such thing as cheating. You do whatever you want, but just don't share it with anybody else. 200 miles and a fake ID. And that's not where you're going to get your validation. You'll find that. That's not what's going to make you a man. Simple concepts for simple men in a simple time. Don't bother what they're doing with all the feminists, what they're doing. It doesn't matter what they're doing. What matters is you, Mgtow, and you go your own way. And thanks for coming around, and thanks for being Mgtow.